a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Nazareth Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
It is a lucky number 7 amount of races left in 2021 for the NOFSRL Mission Barbecue Cup Series. We are here at a brand new racetrack for the 4th chase race of the season here in 2021. Good afternoon, lads. Live from Roseman, California. We are here at the one, the only, the Willow Springs International Raceway here for the first time in series history. Minutes away from dropping the green flag for the inaugural Valve presents the Red-Blue TF200K here at the Willow Springs Raceway. And from high above the press box, my name is Trey Ray as we once again welcome you to the Willow Springs International Raceway with live coverage on NASCAR Nerd 34. After an incredibly chaotic race last week at the Bristol Motor Speedway, we come to one of the second to last road course race of the season at a brand new racing facility. 10 turns make up this 2.5 mile road course here in Roseman, California. It is going to be an absolutely banger of an event here for the 31st race of the 2021 season for the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Interesting one here. 40 drivers will do battle for 34 laps around this 2.5 mile road course. Interesting race, especially interesting coming off of that Bristol race last week in which we saw Nelson Reeves dominate the last half of the Randy the Plumber Bristol night race last week in Thunder Valley. He starts pretty deep in the field this afternoon, but we do have a couple of guys starting up front in the chase. Mitchell Collins starting on the outside pole to Daniel Bouchard in the 07, who has 5 bonus points for that. And Madison Tall starts third on the grid right behind the 07 of Bouchard. So watch out for these guys to do some damage here in the opening stages of the race, especially going into that first left-hander. Mitchell Collins is not too happy. He'll be starting on the outside lane for that, but I think he'll take a nice starting position nonetheless, as he is fairly back there in the points. And speaking of the points, take a look on the right-hand side of your screen at your current chase grid. Braden Perez took over the championship lead from Tristan Allen last week with his third place finish in the Randy the Plumber Bristol night race. Tristan Allen is 60 points behind Braden Perez at the moment. Nelson Reeves, the winner of the Randy the Plumber Bristol night race last week, is 70 points behind Braden Perez. Brendan Yodel is 85 behind, and Mitchell Collins is 100 points behind the 92 machine for the chase standings. Logan Alexander is 125 behind. Aiden McCrow is 145 behind, and those are the guys that can mathematically take the championship lead today. Madison Toll is 245 behind. That is a huge jump in the points. And then it's Trey Smith, who had a pretty rough race, last couple of races at Greenville, Spartanburg, and Bristol. He is currently 265 behind Braden Perez. Then you get down into the 300-point threshold. Dano Georgi, 320 points behind. Tyler Reynolds is 330 points behind. He has had a really tough start to the chase. And John Andrews takes the cake when it comes to dropping the ball early on. 344 points behind Braden Perez going into Willow Springs with 7 races left in the chase. I don't like John Andrews' odds of getting anything done, and neither Tyler Reynolds or Daniel Georgia. And it is a shame because especially for a guy like Tyler Reynolds, who was pretty quiet in the season, he did get the win at Boston. He was really quiet for the first quiet but consistent for the first half of the season. Then now the past couple of races, it has been bad finish after DNF and DNF for that 19 team. He does start in the 36th position for today's race, so 37th position, excuse me. So not too high hopes for that Dollar Tree Buck Racing 19 machine, but we've seen crazy things happen on the road courses this season. We have seen Madison Toll do well, but come up short to Zachary Davis. We have seen, I'm trying to think of Bridgehampton. We have seen cars go off track. There's going to be plenty of cars going off track. There's a lot of runoff room, but given the speeds that they carry here in entering the corners, if you run off, you are going to hit that invisible wall on the inside or outside the track, and you are not going to have a bad time. You are probably going to DNF out of this race. And like we have had for the last couple of for every single road course race this season, with the exception of Papyrus, we are not going to have the yellows on here at the Willow Springs International Raceway, and we won't have them on next week at the Denver Motorsports Park Roval. That the OtterBox 300K will be next week at the Denver Motorsports Park, but that is then and this is now. Let's get, what do you say, ladies and gentlemen? We fire up the engines for the 31st time in 2021. Let's head down trackside and get the starting command for the inaugural race here at the Willow Springs International Raceway in chase race number 4 of 2021 for the NOFSRL Mission Barbecue Cup Series.
Drivers, start your engines.
As we mentioned in the pre-race show, the 07 of Daniel Bouchard won the pole position for the Valve Presents the Red Blue TF200K. Starting to his outside is the 78 of Mitchell Collins, the highest qualifying chase driver on the grid this afternoon. Rest of the starting lineup on the left-hand side of your screen, row 2, the 99 of Madison Tall, who finished runner-up in the last road course race at Watkins Glen. She starts alongside the 40 of Dustin Davis. Row number 3, the 81 of Jordan Lopez, starts alongside the 32 of Caleb Rose. Rose has been really hot the last couple of weeks. Watch out for this 32 car to potentially put a body on the record lane for the second time in his young Mission Barbecue Cup Series career. He is erasing entirety last season. Row number 4, the 48 of Juan Rodriguez, another one of those drivers like Dustin Davis that has never been a body on the victory lane in the MBCS. He starts alongside the 5 of Cole Sampson to row number 5. Cole Sampson's brother Riley starts alongside the 38 of Ryan Durrani. Off the starting grid, and they have, you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. The KFC Marina Ford is at the bottom left-hand side of the screen. It is going to be a 34-lap race around this 2.5-mile road course here in Roseman, California. The window should be between 18 and 20 laps. We are going to have the caution off, like we mentioned, so that is going to make strategy very interesting here at the Willow Springs International Raceway. There are 10 turns, and it makes everything very interesting. There is a rough shape of the track there. Kind of more unorthodox there, but the previous winner here at the Willow Springs International Raceway is nobody, at least not in the MBCS. We're getting ready to decide who has the honors of becoming the first ever winner here at the Willow Springs International Raceway in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Pace car makes a hard right-hand turn down the pit lane. Bouchard and Collins lead them through the gears. Green flag is waving in the California air. And ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime here at Willow Springs. And we're all ready, gonna go 3 wide for the race lead, entering turn number 5. Dustin Davis, Mitchell Collins, and Daniel Bouchard, 3 wide for the top position. Bit of contact there between Davis and Collins. And it's going to be Bouchard, the one getting shuffled out of line. They go through the kink. Very slow kink. You can only go there at about 60 miles an hour. And now Collins and Davis now side by side for the race lead as they go down the back straightaway. Caleb Rose has started 5th. He's made his way up to 4th and has made his way to 3rd. Has gotten around Daniel Bouchard for the top position. Dustin Davis now gets around Mitchell Collins. Now Collins under fire from Caleb Rose for 2nd, but as they go through the corner, bit of contact there between the 48 and the 5. Everybody will get through nice and safely, and Dustin Davis leads his first lap of the afternoon here at Willow Springs. Collins is up with the 32 of Rose. He is having drafting help from the 99 of Tall. Here comes Lopez in the 81 underneath the 99 and the 78. Caleb Rose has found his way up to 2nd as Dustin Davis begins to check out of the Willow Springs Motel just a bit. Rose has not lost him in his sights just yet. As Keegan Thompson brings up the rest of the field, they go 3 wide through this uphill carousel. There's Dano Georgi, one of the drivers in the chase. John Andrews, the lowest running guy in the chase on the field so far, as they go through this really slow kink here on the back straightaway. And now we begin to see the top couple of guys begin to fan out. Dustin Davis going through the carousel at about 150 miles an hour. Not nearly the fastest we have seen these cars go in this series, but fairly fast for a road course here. Collins slides up underneath. Is going to try and do a slide job. Almost gets in the inside wall. Same with Daniel Bouchard, who makes contact with his teammate. And Logan Williams is not going to be happy with the car that he owns, racing him fairly rough in the early stages of this 34-lap race. But that is going to split the pack just a bit. But Mitchell Collins doing some really interesting work there. An amazing save out of that Logitech number 78 Taurus. And that could have been very dangerous for both drivers there, as they were very, very close to hitting that attenuator off of turn number 10. As Rose will go off track just a bit. Davis will open up the lead. Dustin Davis is one of, I believe, 3 drivers that have were here last season that have not been to body number victory lane in the MBCS. Those other 2 are Juan Rodriguez and Daisy Johnson, if I am not mistaken. Could today finally be the day that the Smyrna, Tennessee native, actually he's from Tennessee, I know that. Trying to remember where in Tennessee that 40 car is from. No, I'm gonna have to look at my sheet right here, as Rose is closed in just a tiny bit on the RB's Chevrolet. See it in just one moment. Nope, Google Sheets decided to quit itself right there. Trying to find Lebanon, Tennessee. So I got the Tennessee part, but is today the day that the Lebanon, Tennessee native will get his inaugural victory in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series? He goes wide on the exit of the uphill carousel. It's going to open the door for Rose just a bit. They go through the kink. Toll is in 2nd, the highest running chaser in the on the field so far. Here comes Reynolds shooting it underneath Georgi in the 34, 3 wide 4. That is about the 32nd position, I would gauge. And now we begin to see the 3-dimensional chess match commence. Davis goes a little bit wide through the corner, so does Caleb Rose off of turn 10. I believe turn 10 is going to be Calamity Corner as Bouchard pulls off onto the pit lane. So that contact with his Logan Sport teammate must have cut down a tire or something. Daniel Bouchard with an unscheduled pit stop on lap number 6. And it is just bad. If Bouchard did not have bad luck, he would not have any luck at all this season. And your pole sitter is potentially going to be out of contention for the win already. He didn't change any tires, so I'm not sure what the deal was there. It might have had too much damage as someone's gone around. That is Riley Sampson at 24 along with Juan Rodriguez. Both of those cars are in the sand trap. They get it refired, and we remain green, obviously. Sampson was running 6th at the time. They were battling for 6th. And right now, they are all the way back in the 22nd position. The 21st position, I would gauge. So Riley Sampson, it's not looking like it's going to be back to 3 podiums in a row for that 2014, but a lot can still happen in this race. We are only on lap number 5. Lap number 6, excuse me. So it was lap number 5 that the 07 came down the pit lane, not lap number 6. But Bouchard trying to make up for last time, but he is 16 seconds off of the pace. He is 3 seconds off of Keegan Thompson. So not bad for coming down the pit lane. But he has got a lot of ground to make up if he wants to win this Valve Presents the Red Blue TF200K. I'm just going to call it the Red Blue TF200K and not even worry about the Valve Presents part of that equation or sentence. I don't know how to English properly, ladies and gentlemen, but Dustin Davis has led all 6.5 laps so far, and everybody is still left in the race. We've only had 2 really big incidences. They haven't really been that big. The biggest incident was the only incident where cars went around were between Riley Sampson and the 48 of Dustin Davis. So make sure to take a look at that accident when we review everything at the end. John Andrews in the 39th position, the lowest running chaser in the field, and he just continues to fall back from the 92 of Braden Perez, who has found his way up inside the top 10. Currently Toll, who is 245 back, she mathematically cannot get the the points lead, but she can do fairly well going into Denver next week. The guys that are up there, Mitchell Collins, who currently runs in 5th. He's 125 back, so I believe Braden Perez is still going to have the championship points lead, given where he is running at the moment. But hey, never say never. Anything can happen here. We have seen craziness happen in the early stages of this race. Fastest lap belongs to Dustin Davis. No surprise there. He has been running on rails throughout the entirety of this race. Oh, goes a little bit wide through the corner, but A-okay at the moment right now. At the line. Not his fastest lap, but still a pretty decent lap for this number 40 machine. Caleb Rose. Also, he is losing a bit of time on Dustin Davis, and it's good news for Madison Tall, who is slowly reeling in that tide ride the last couple of laps. I believe we are beginning to see the field calm down just a bit as everybody files into their respective positions and tries to get this race, tries to just get through this race. Has not been as wild of a race as I thought it would be, but still an entertaining race nonetheless. Dustin Davis here, if you are just tuning in, Dustin Davis has led all 8.5 laps so far in the Red Blue TF200K here at the Willow Springs International Raceway. Caleb Rose runs 2nd. I believe if he remains in 2nd, this will be his 4th or 5th straight top 5 finish. I believe it'll be his, I believe it'll be his 5th straight top 10 finish, excuse me. So Caleb Rose has been putting on some really good performances. Trying to end the season on a high note. He does have a win, albeit in a pretty unorthodox fashion. But hey, a win is a win, and Caleb Rose would be looking for win number 2. Madison Tall is looking for win number 5 in her career, which would tie her with Keegan Thompson for the most all-time in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. But Dustin Davis still looking for win number 1 here. And he is in a pretty good position to do so. There's Keegan Thompson, who is on the other end of the spectrum, currently in the 39th position. Thompson, aside from his Rockingham win earlier in the season, has not been doing too hot. Failed to make the chase. The last couple of races have not gone in this 14's favor. I'm trying to remember what other races we have on the season that 14 car has won at. And I don't believe we are going to any else. Yeah, we have visited Papyrus. Yeah, Keegan Thompson's only wins come at Papyrus, Hillside, trying to remember, North Wilkesboro, and Chicagoland. We've already visited all 4 of those tracks this season, each with different winners, so Keegan Thompson is going in blind. Everybody's going to be going in blind to the Denver Roval next week. That should be a fun one for the OtterBox 300K in the Rocky Mountains, the Mile High City. But we'll just have to see who can win here in the southeast California desert here at the Willow Springs International Raceway. About to be 10 laps down of the scheduled 34. It has been a fairly quick-paced race here at the Willow Springs International Raceway as Zachary Fitzwater makes his way down the pit lane. Makes his way off the pit lane, I should say. Not sure what the deal is there for the 99 machine, but he is all the way going to be all the way in the back. Not sure if he is playing an extreme undercut or what. As a strategy, the pit window doesn't open for another 8 or so laps. So I'm not sure what Fitzy is doing down the pit lane this early. Oh, I think he spun coming down the pit lane. So that would explain that. We'll take a look at that at the end. That is a very, very interesting situation. I didn't realize turn 10 was going to be this big of a calamity corner, but we've already seen a couple of cars get loose, and finally someone has gone around into the pit lane. It just happens to be the Australian native of Zachary Fitzwater. It's not been a good season for Zachary Fitzwater either. But we will be going to the Texas World Speedway later on in the chase for the Out of the Groove 500. And Zachary Fitzwater knows his way around that racing facility in College Station, Texas. He led all of the laps in last year's race. So we'll have to see what Fitzy is able to do when we go to the Texas World Speedway in about 3 or 4 weeks, I want to say. But Dustin Davis has currently led just about 11 laps here in the Red-Blue TF200K here at the Willow Springs International Raceway. We are about 7 or so laps away from the first cycle of pit stops here at Willow Springs. Everybody is still out on track. There is Noah Clifton, who is yet to break even 1,900 points on the season. It has been a really, really horrible rookie campaign for Noah Clifton. I don't believe he even has a single top 5 finish this year, let alone a win. So it's been a really tough season for that 16 team. Not a whole lot to talk about. Dustin Davis has got up to a 1.38 second lead over Caleb Rose that last time by. To go through the kink on the back straightaway. I believe everybody is just running in their respective decisions. Here comes Braden Perez, who is still in a battle for 9th with the 5 of Cole Sampson. Has really been in this battle the last 5, 6 or so laps since we last saw him. Currently the third highest running chaser in the field. Look at where all of your chasers are running. There's Madison Tall in the 3rd position. Jordan Lopez has gotten around the 81 machine. Jordan Lopez has gotten around the 78 machine, excuse me, for the 5th position. So Collins now runs 6th. There's Perez in the 10th position. It's fallen back there. 12th is the 20 of Logan Alexander. Yeah, we got to go all the way back to Aiden McCrow in 18th. Not so solid run for the 42 machine. Rounding out the top half of the field is Trey Smith. There's your regular season champion, Tristan Allen. 21st, 22nd is a 7 of Reeves. 23rd is a 26 of Yodel. So 4 chasers all in a line, but Landon Smith Jr. is going to make that 3 chasers in a line as they go through the right-hander of turns 3 and 4 up through 5 and 6. Yodel will have the inside lane. We'll pay attention to this battle right here. I think Landon Smith Jr. is going to get the best of Brendan Yodel going through the uphill carousel. I believe he will. They go through the kinks, so Yodel will fall back to 24th. And then a lot of chase drivers are in the back. You got to go all the way back to 32nd to find Daniel George. 33rd is Tyler Reynolds. And then 36th that last time by is a 46 of John Andrews, and I believe that should round out your entire chase field as we go back to the front of the field. Dustin Davis has extended that race lead over Caleb Rose. It is now almost 2 seconds as we close in on the lone set of pit stops. We'll have to see if Fitzy can stay out just a bit. He mathematically can't make it to the end. So we'll see what Fitzwater can do here in the late stages of this race. He's currently last on the grid, 44 seconds behind Braden Perez. So, not the race that Zachary Fitzwater has wanted, but he has had worse races. I can tell you that for sure. This next time by will be 20 laps to go in the red-blue TF200K here at the Willow Springs International Raceway. If you're just tuning in, Dustin Davis has been putting on a clinic. He started on the outside pole of he started in the 4th position right behind Mitchell Collins. Has made his way up to the top position on the opening lap and has not looked back since. Same with the 32 of Caleb Rose. As we look back through turn number 10. It has been a very, very calm race so far compared to last week's absolutely chaotic mess at the Bristol Motor Speedway with, we almost tied the series record of cautions of 7 with a 6 caution race last week at Bristol, where almost a third of the race was run under the yellow flag conditions. But this week and next week there will be no yellow flags as we have back-to-back road courses for the first time in series history, if I'm not mistaken. They always say the road racing is the best racing in NR 2003, and we are seeing it. How about the 17 of Logan Williams, who started 12th on the grid, has made his way up to 4th, and same with the 81 of Jordan Lopez, although Lopez did start in the 5th position. Actually, yeah, Lopez started 5th, and he has stayed in that 5th position. Zachary Davis, who started 11th on the grid, he is up to 6th right now. And Will Parrish started 16th up to 9th, looking for a good run this O2 machine. He has been cutting his way through the field. He is trying to get underneath the 5 of Cole Sampson, but Sampson blocks him going down the front straightaway. We'll see what Parrish is able to do going through 1. He's on the outside. Perez will try and take that position away. He almost gets in the quarter panel of that BWT Intrepid. Right now, Dustin Davis putting on a clinic here. Has extended the lead to over 2 seconds over Caleb Rose, but a lot can happen. Still, we are not even halfway through the red-blue TF200K here at North Wilkesboro. Next time by will be more times by will be the halfway point through this race. We still have a pit stop to go, which should make things interesting as Daisy Johnson and Nathan Stapleton had a brief moment there going through the uphill carousel. Logan Williams begins to track down the 99 of Tall, going through the downhill carousel, but that 40 machine is gone. He is on absolute rails. We'll see what the interval is this time by. Rose did close in 5/100ths of a second, but Logan Williams is a man on a mission. He is drafted up to the 99 of tall. We'll see if he's able to get around her going into the pit cycle. See, there's Ryan Durrani currently in the 12th position. Braden Perez now under fire from his chase competitor of Logan Alexander. These guys are also fighting for Rookie of the Year honors as well. I believe, no, Brelson Reeves up there as well, but Logan Alexander trying to get around the 92 of Braden Perez. And whoever wins the Rookie of the Year gets a ride next year automatically. So that is a pretty big thing to win here. And it doesn't matter which team they stay with, you will get a ride next year. And that's if, honestly, that's if I decide to do the series next season. I'm going to be a freshman in college, so we'll just have to see how things roll through the fall here on NASCAR Nerd 34. But this might be the swan song of the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, these last 7 races, and we're going to make them good races. We have finally figured out why the quality of the races is pretty poor. Now we're seeing cars coming down the pit lane. Jordan Lopez begins the cycle on lap number 18. So right at the halfway point in the Red Blue TF200K, and I imagine it's going to be a 4-tire stop and filling those gas tanks full of octane racing fuel for every single person on the grid. Have to see if the undercut works, and it is indeed going to be a 4-tire stop for the 81 team. He'll be the first off the pit lane. Zachary Davis comes off second. We'll go back as he is. Oh my goodness, that was almost an incident there. Zachary Davis almost rear-ended the 81 of Jordan Lopez, and these are the undercut guys. See, as there's Daniel Bouchard. He is part of the undercut. We'll see if Dustin Davis elects to come down this time by. It sounds like he is. No, Davis will stay out. Caleb Rose comes down the pit lane. So does Madison Tall in the 17 of Williams. Collins will come down. Logan Alexander will come down. So Davis is trying to go with the overcut here. See, that is a bold strategy, especially on a road course. Everybody else is coming down. A bit of contact there between Miles and the 62 of Wilmington. Owen Miles in his Pertec tertiary scheme. Down the pit lane. I believe Fitzwater will stay out. I believe he should be the leader at the moment. We'll see if Davis elects to come down the pit lane this time by. Trying to locate where that 40 machine is. He should be on the back straightaway. Just entered the back straightaway. Exiting the kink. He's going full throttle through the corner. We'll see if he elects to come down this time by. Caleb Rose is just entering the uphill kink, so we'll see if the overcut is the way to go. Here comes Davis down the pit lane. I believe Zachary Fitzwater might also be coming down, might stay out and try and lead a lap or two. Gonna follow with Dustin Davis. We'll see what the pit crew does. But there is Caleb Rose. Rose is on the back straightaway. There is Dustin Davis just entering his pit stall now. Rose is through the carousel. I think the undercut strategy might have been the way to go. Rose exiting the carousel now. They are putting on the right side tires of that 40, making sure he's full of octane racing fuel. He is out. He's got the fourth pit stall. He is out of the pit lane. Caleb Rose with a full head of momentum. And then Davis has got it. Fitzwater stayed out. He will be third. But he still has to come down the pit lane. And Dustin Davis made the overcut strategy work. And I think he's going to have even more of a lead over the 32 of Caleb Rose. Dustin Davis, how about that? He is going for max points. Even though Noah Clifton does have the fastest lap. We'll see if Dustin Davis is able to go for max points here at Willow Springs. Oh, Caleb Rose has caught up to him just a bit. We'll see if Rose is able to do anything. We'll see what adjustments the 32 made to potentially catch up to that 40 machine. But Davis has got a lot fresher tires than Rose does. We'll just have to see how everything is sorted out. But Caleb Rose with a huge run exiting the carousel. Oh, he had to let out of the gas there. And I think Jordan Lopez is going to be up to third, so the undercut strategy may have worked a bit in his favor. Rose has gotten it down to half a second. Fitzwater's out on old tires. He's going to be falling back, and he's going to have to come down the pit lane and believe about 7 or so laps. Oh, here comes Caleb Rose. That team did something to that 32 machine, because he is rapidly closing in to the RB's number 40. We might see a battle for the race lead with about 15 laps to go. 13 to go, 14 laps to go, coming around to 13 to go. Rose has caught up to Davis. This is gonna be exciting. Rose, oh, he had to let out of the gas there. He's gonna lose a bit of time going down the back straightaway. It's going to open the door for Jordan Lopez, the highest running rookie on the grid so far. Right now, the highest running chaser is Madison Tall in the 99. I have no idea what the heck happened to Mitchell Collins, but he is all the way back in the 16th position. For the lead, Rose trying to stalk the 40 of Davis. We'll see what the interval is. 3 100s were cut off. Not good, but not nearly as terrible as it could be. We'll just have to see if Davis is able to pull away with the 1 lap fresher tires. He goes a little bit slow through 2 and 3. Don't hear that every day. Lopez is going to make this a roughly 3-car battle for the race lead. Logan Williams might trying to look for win number 3 of the season. Looking to tie Madison Tall and the 88 of Landon Smith Jr. with 4 wins, tied for which would tie him for second all time in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. But Rose is there. He is within drafting distance, and I do not believe lap traffic is going to come into play as Cameron Garlington is down the pit lane. Something amiss on the 28 machine. I don't see a whole lot of damage, so he may have just stalled. So I believe we're going to have our first casualty of the race here on lap number 22 as Rose is right on the back bumper of Davis. Oh, he's going to have an edge. No, Davis blocks him going through 1. If these guys get together, Lopez is waiting in the wings. Rose is going to have an edge. They're going to be side by side through 2 and 3. Can Davis utilize the outside lane? He's going to have to check up. Can he drag race it down into the uphill carousel? Side by side, door to door through the uphill carousel. This is for the race lead. Rose has the advantage. Davis is going to drive it in deep. But Caleb Rose has gotten around Dustin Davis. Jordan Lopez is now going to make this a 3-car battle for the race lead. But through the king, Caleb Rose has dethroned the race leader. And on lap number 23, we see our first lead change of the race. Second, if you count that first lap shenanigans where Dustin Davis took the race lead. But can Davis get him back? Those Hoosier tires are not coming in as much as he would like them to. But Caleb Rose leads his first lap of the afternoon. Are we going to see a Brendan Wilmington and Zachary Davis at Phoenix situation? Brendan Wilmington dominated the first 3 quarters of the race, but a late race pit stop put him behind the 8 ball, and Zachary Davis was able to get his second career win in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Could we see something similar beginning to develop with 11 laps remaining? Davis is not done yet. He is not letting that 32 drive away from him, and neither is 81 of Lopez. I believe we're going to have a 3-car battle for the race lead. By the time everything is said and done, Rose off the track on the exit of 5 just a bit. It's going to allow Davis and Lopez to pull in. They run Camry, Chevrolet, Pontiac, your top 5. Then Will Parrish is the lone Dodge in the top 10. And not a single blue oval in sight. Mitchell Collins is the highest running Ford, still in the 16th position at the moment. It is Rose, Dustin Davis, Lopez, Toll, and Williams, your top 5 with 10 laps remaining. All 10 digits displayed on the from the flag stand. Caleb Rose just has to hold off a hard-charging Dustin Davis for 10 more laps. But Davis may have used up his stuff. He is fading just a bit from that 32 machine. And we'll have to see if maybe Jordan Lopez can make this, make his own battle for the race lead. I just don't know. Lopez closing a whole lot in. I don't know what adjustment they made to Dustin Davis on that pit stop, but it was not the way to go. Lopez to the inside of the RB's Chevrolet of Dustin Davis is exactly what Caleb Rose wants to see out of his rear view mirror. These guys battling for that second position. I don't see Cameron Garlington on the racetrack at all. And it was an accident that ultimately took out Cameron Garlington. So they've got 3 instances to review so far at the end of this race, as Lopez really getting on the back bumper of Dustin Davis. Now shoots down the inside, crossover move, entering 1. Is he going to have an edge? Yes, he is. Oh, Lopez sends it in on Dustin Davis and makes the pass, but Davis will try and cross over underneath. He's going to have the inside lane. This is exactly what Caleb Rose wants to see of his rear view mirror. Dustin Davis will take second away for the time being. But Jordan Lopez has such a powerful Dracoan Racing Starcom Fiber Chevrolet. But they're still door-to-door for second. Davis sends it in through the carousel. And he'll take second away, but Lopez is not going to give up that easily. He does fall back to third. And now we go single file for the top 3 positions. And we have calmed it down just a bit with 8 laps remaining. Go through the field just a bit here, and John Andrews has gone off the racetrack. Same with Brendan Yodel. So another accident to review. Fitzwater involved as well, and John Andrews not happy with Zachary Fitzwater. Nathan Smith in it as well. Everybody gets through nice and easily, but that is going to effectively take John Andrews out of the running for the championship. He's already 344 behind Braden Perez. Braden Perez runs 11th at the moment. So not what John Andrews needed. Neither for Brendan Yodel. It looks like they may have gotten 3 or 4 wide off the corner there, entering the carousel. So now 4 instances to review. I believe Dustin Davis might be setting up another run at Caleb Rose. So while he does that, we'll go through your field. Just to mention everybody's name at least once. There's Nathan Smith, John Andrews, Zachary Fitzwater, Brendan Yodel, Daniel Bouchard, Nathan Stapleton, Daisy Johnson with the EA Sports livery. Unfortunately, have not seen much of that in this race. Dana Georgi, as Tyler Reynolds goes off track just a bit. There's Charlie Davenport, Keegan Thompson, Ryan Benjamin, Brennan Wilmington, Tyler Reynolds, Nelson Reeves, your defending winner from last week at Bristol. Noah Clifton, who I believe still has the fastest lap. Yes, he does. Owen Miles in the Pertec livery this week. Colton Yo, Josh Williamson, one of the couple of road course guys to win And he has got a lot of hood damage on that Powerade number 98 machine. We might see him come down the pit lane. No, he's going to stay out, so he may have been involved in that Fitzwater, Andrews, Smith, and Yodel accident. There's your regular season champion, Tristan Allen. There's Derek Hamill. Juan Rodriguez, who was involved with Riley Sampson in that lap 6 turn spin around. There's the 88 of Landon Smith Jr., 52 of Trey Smith, 42 of Aiden McCrow, 24 of Riley Sampson, 79 of Ethan Lewis, 78 of Mitchell Collins. Logan Alexander is off track. He is going to stall right there in the sand trap. So that is not good. The Chasers are not having a good last couple of laps. There's Ryan Durrani. I think Durrani might have had something to do with that. There's Braden Perez, who is probably one of the 3 or 4 favorites to win this championship, I believe. And now get up to your top 10. Cole Sampson, Eric Monaco with a top 10 run. He has really run really well in California this season. He's got the win at Auto Club earlier in the season. There's Zachary Davis in 8th. 7th is the 02 of Will Parrish. And Logan Alexander was 7th that last time by. Now 6th is Will Parrish. Running at your top 5 is the 17 of Logan Williams. 4th is Madison Tall. 3rd is a 40 of Dustin Davis. So Lopez was able to get around the Full Frontal Motorsports machine, and leading your field at the moment with 6 laps to go is the 32 of Caleb Rose. And this is the best position that Jordan Lopez has been in all season long. I believe he has a top 5 finish. I don't believe he has a podium finish. As 20 of Logan Alexander will trudge down the pit lane. Cameron Garlington is the only one that has been knocked out of the race so far, but Alexander might be as well. They're going to try and repair some damage on that 28 machine and send him out there to salvage something. But oh, Jordan Lopez went off track somewhere because he lost a ton of ground to Caleb Rose. This time by 5, count 'em, 5 laps to go for Caleb Rose. He is looking for win number 2. And we said that he is hot. We absolutely said that Caleb Rose is hot and to watch out for him. And look at this, the Harlan, Kentucky native looking for win number 2 on the season, and he is 4.5 laps away from doing so. No lap traffic in front of him. The closest lap traffic is a 25 of Nathan Smith, right with his Polar Star Motorsports teammate of Zachary Fitzwater. So I believe, barring something happening, Caleb Rose might be running away with this win. We go back through the field. We have got about 4 or so incidences to review. It's the battle for 9th heats up between Perez and Monaco. Perez is falling back, but I still believe he is going to be your points leader going into the Denver Roval next week. But Caleb Rose is just on cruise control right now. He is just running his race. He is a second in front of the 81 and the 40 of Lopez and Davis respectively. 4 to go at the line for the Harlan, Kentucky native. And there were some people that were discrediting his win at Hillside as just dumb Mission Barbecue Cup Series luck. But he made the right strategy call, had the momentum over Dustin Davis when it came down the pit lane, and what Davis just pit strategy has not been his forte this season. And it looks like it's going to cost him his first win in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. With 3.5 laps remaining, things are looking bleak for this 40 machine. They'll try and salvage a second place finish as he tries to get around the 81 of Jordan Lopez. But they are a second and a half behind the 32 of Caleb Rose. It has been a pretty calm race so far. There are 2 cars off of the lead lap. Both of them are Stealth Motorsports, so it's not been a good day for Stealth Motorsport. Noah Clifton does have the fastest lap, so that'll be an additional 5 bonus points to his point bank. We'll see if any of the guys in the back, any of the chasers in the back might try and take a crack at the fastest lap. They might come down the pit lane and try and get a crack at the fastest lap of the race. But right now, it is a 2-second advantage over Jordan Lopez with 3 laps remaining for Caleb Rose. But he has been in this position before. Actually, scratch that. I don't think he has ever been in this position before, where he has utterly dominated the second half of a race. But Dustin Davis will lead the most laps, so he will have that bonus point. Those bonus points, I should say. Trying desperately to get around the 81 of Jordan Lopez. How about Madison Tall? We might see a 3-car battle for second. If Tall and maybe Logan Williams can make this a 4-car battle for second, if they can get up here in time. But through the carousel for the third and final time, popsicle sticks up in the air from the flag stand. 2 laps remaining, this time by for Caleb Rose. And we'll see what the interval is. It might be a bit closer, actually. Lopez closed in a tiny bit there. With 2 laps remaining, you've got to close in a lot more than just a tiny bit. Cole Sampson will get passed by Zachary Davis. That will be for the 7th position. Actually, Sampson trying to pass Davis for 7th. Eric Monaco with another top 10 finish on the season. Lap and a half remaining for Caleb Rose as it goes through the uphill carousel for the second to final time. About to enter the kink for the second to final time. Lopez is just looking for a good run. He is 3rd to last in points. Actually, 2nd to last in points. So a nice 2nd place run will do him well. I believe he will suit him well indeed. Caleb Rose enters the carousel for the second to final time. He will see the white flag as he goes under the flag stand this time around. And he has just got 2.5 miles left for a second win in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Down the front straightaway, white flag in the air. One more time around the Willow Springs International Raceway for the Harlan, Kentucky native. That time by Jordan Lopez lost a bit of time. I think closest battle is going to be between the 5 and the 02. That is for 6th. Through 2 and 3 on to the short chute, entering the top carousel. The uphill carousel, I should say. You just got to run a perfect lap. No pressure out the back. Rose missed the chase, mathematically could not make the chase. Had a really rough beginning of the season. Got the win at Hillside and has really picked up his spirits. Could not make the chase, but he's just going to go for broke. Entering the carousel for the final time. He's just got about half a mile remaining, and he's got his 2nd career win and his 2nd of the season. Off the final corner, Caleb Rose has pulled the strategy, and on the front straightaway for the final time, the Harlan, Kentucky native gets win number 2. Caleb Rose wins the Red Blue TF200K at the Willow Springs International Raceway. Jordan Lopez gets 2nd. Dustin Davis with a heartbreak gets 3rd. Your highest finishing chaser is Madison Tull in 4th. And rounding out your top 5 is a 17 of Logan Williams. But how about that for Caleb Rose? He is no longer a Mickey Mouse winner in the eyes of many. Caleb Rose gets the job done here at the Willow Springs International Raceway. Take a look at your official race standings. Caleb Rose gets the job done here at the Willow Springs International Raceway. Jordan Lopez 2nd. We just went through the top 5. Cole Sampson, Will Parrish, Zachary Davis, Braden Perez, who is going to come out of here as the chase leader, finishes in 9th, and rounding out your top 10 is Eric Monaco. We had 38 8 drivers, as someone had an accident. Tyler Reynolds had an accident on the final lap, but will finish 37th. Dano Georgi in that as well. So we had 36 cars finish the race on the lead lap, and we had 38 to finish total. Actually, Georgi is not on the lead lap, and something happened for turn 5, so I believe we have 5 incidences to review. We're going to wait for Caleb Rose to make his way down the pit lane, down to his pit stall. And then we'll... Actually, not down to his pit stall, down to body armor victory lane. How about that for Caleb Rose getting win number 2 of his career? But let's take a look and see what happened to bring out, not really bring out the cautions, but let's see what happened to take out some guys and really shuffle up the running order, beginning with the 24 of Riley Sampson and the 48 of Dustin Davis going around on the uphill carousel here on lap number 6, I believe that was. So this was the incident with the 24 of Riley Sampson and the 48 of Juan Rodriguez. No harm, no foul really, but the back end of that Utz number 48 was pretty much destroyed. And a couple of cars going side by side, a little too close together through the uphill carousel. And into the sand trap go both of them. Zachary Fitzwater gets a little bit of an assist from his longtime NOFSRL competitor Eric Monaco, who turns him down the pit lane and takes this opportunity to come down and service his car, but unfortunately takes Zachary Fitzwater out of the running here at Willow Springs. Well, Cameron Garlington and engines have not been a good mix the last couple of weeks. Garlington has something go amiss on the 28 machine, and down into the sand trap he goes, and I have no clue how this is labeled as an accident, probably because he is turning around like that. We're going to see him teleport to the pit lane any second now. I don't know what he's doing there. But Cameron Garlington is going to be only car in the garage area. So Zachary Fitzwater can add Derek Hamill to his hit list for next week's race at the Denver Motorsports Park Roval. Pretty uncalled for, if I do say so myself, for the 91 to turn around the 9 of Fitzy. Then he is going to come out right in front of his Polar Star Motorsports teammates. And then Fitzwater is simply just going to lose it going into the carousel. And then Brendan Yole almost goes upside down. And John Andrews, I think John Andrews just loses it going through the uphill carousel. And that is a very dangerous spot of the track to go off that downhill sand trap. You go down there, going faster than that, you're into the wall and you are going to have a bad time. But that is what happened with that. And Andrew, I don't know why Andrews ran in the back of Fitzy, but obviously not happy with something. He is not happy that he is pretty much mathematically eliminated from championship contention, unfortunately for this 46 machine. And finally, coming to the checkered flag, Tyler Reynolds' engine cannot make it the full 200K. And he blows up, goes right into the racing groove. Daisy Johnson gets around, but Dano Georgi cannot. And Reynolds gets turned around. Georgi will come down the pit lane. And unfortunately, Dano Georgi's pit stall is right before the start-finish line, so that is why Georgi will not finish the race. And those were all the accidents here at the Willow Springs International Raceway. But Caleb Rose gets it done. The Harlan, Kentucky native of Caleb Rose gets the win here at the inaugural race at the Willow Springs International Raceway. The Tide Ride is back in body armor victory lane. But that's going to be a wrap here from the Willow Springs International Raceway. And if you like road course racing, you like this race, don't go anywhere next week. We head a little bit east to the Mile High City. The Denver Motorsports Park is next week, and we'll be running the Roval layout for the Otterbox 300K next week here on NASCAR Nerd 34. And then the week after that will be the South Park 400 presented by Denver Mattress on the oval configuration of the Denver Motorsports Park, as we open up the spookiest month of the year in the Mile High City. Then it's the Out of the Groove 500. Zachary Fitzwater will be looking forward to that. That is on October 16th. Then it is the Love Out Blue 500 from Ricky on the 23rd. The Tasty Cake 400 presented by Trains and Lanes Hobbies from Nazareth on the 30th. Right before Halloween, that is going to be a spooky race there. And then on November 6th, we have the Corporate Deployments 500 at the New Jersey Motor Speedway to close out the 2021 season for the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. It's a 6-pack of remaining races here in the MBCS. We are getting down to the wire in 2021. But that is all I've got. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Val Presents the BLU TF200K here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, at the Willow Springs Speedway. Wilkesboro, Willow, same thing, same thing. But congratulations once again to Caleb Rose on being your official winner here at the inaugural race at Willow Springs. And like I just said, that is all I've got. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your points after 31 races in 2021, and from the Willow Springs Raceway, we will see you next week only on NASCAR Nerd 34.